Hello, welcome to our home. So this is our shoe area. Please take off your shoes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then to the right, we have my boyfriend's closet. Should I open it?
No.
It will be fine. There's quite a lot of storage space, as you can see. I think it's usually for the shoes.
Yeah.
But we need two separate closets, so that's why his clothes are here.
Yeah. That's true.
So, next up, we have the kitchen. And as you can see, we don't have an oven, but we have a washing machine in the kitchen. And we have an electric stove, which is quite enough for us. And we have quite a lot of storage as well. And here's the fridge. And a really big freezer with a lot of ice cream inside.
Oh, you're gonna show it?
Yep, because it's the summer season. Ice cream is necessary, it's too hot these days. Then, behind you, we have our bathroom. And in the bathroom, there's a really big shower place over here. And as you can see, the shower is not separated, so the whole floor can get wet.
Yeah.
But it dries quite quickly. And there's also two storages over here, which are quite full with all of my makeup and skincare. So I'm not gonna open it now. That was the bathroom. Coming to our living room.
Okay.
So this is where we usually sit to eat and study. It looks like it's one table, but the secret is that it's actually made out of two tables. And they don't really fit together that well, so we just put this over it to cover it up. And we just have two chairs here, and I think it's big enough.
Yeah.
And then over here is our sofa slash bed. And if you're wondering, like, how do they sleep on that? We can just unfold it, and then it turns into a mattress, basically.
Yeah.
And during the day, that's really practical. We can just make it into a sofa.
Yeah. It's good for saving the space, right?
Yep. Over here. Here we put our dirty laundry. And in here we have a lot of rice and noodles for eating. And over here is some more storage. A shelf that we recently got, which has all of our electronics and random stuffs. And we're thinking about buying a microwave oven these days, so oops. Probably go on top of here as well. That's the reason why we bought this in the first place. And here we have a TV that came with this apartment. We didn't bring it, that we don't really use. And we have an AC. And over here, we have my closet, which is quite big. But I'm not gonna open it, because there are a lot of things inside. And I need to clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah, that's our apartment. It's quite small, but it's enough for two people.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye. See you next
Bye-bye.
time. Hi
Hi,
YouTube.
YouTube.
So today we are going to talk about our apartment and Korean apartments in general versus German apartments. So we will start off with some basic information about this apartment.
So this one-room apartment is about 6 pyeong. There's a unit here, and it's about 20 square meters. The monthly rent is about 500,000 won. Yeah, $450 or 370 euros. Yeah, in Korea, like you have to pay quite a lot of deposit to make a contract. Usually around like 10 million won. which is about
9,000 US dollars or around 7,000 euros. And this is a yearly contract, right? So we
Yeah.
have this contract for 1 year now,
Yeah.
this apartment. This is quite a small room, but there's a good thing in this building. We have another study room, which is completely free for all of the residents who live here, and a free gym.
those built-in options. We call it built-in options.
Uh-huh.
So as you can see in the background, there's a TV, a washing machine, an electric stove or induction stove, and
Fridge, freezer.
yeah, fridge, freezer, just basically the whole kitchen area. You know?
The whole kitchen area.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's built in. We call it full option.
And there's also an AC inside. Korean apartments usually have that.
There's closets too, right?
Right, the closets are also all built into
Yeah.
the wall. They're all built in, which is really good for these small apartments.
You basically don't really need any like furniture when you're coming in.
So basically, yeah, this is a one room. Like there's one room here, and the kitchen is also included in that room. So the kitchen is inside of the room, and then there's a separate bathroom.
Yeah.
Korean apartments have an electric bell. Is it called electric bell? Like there's a video camera, and you can see like who is in front of your door and also downstairs. And for getting into this apartment, we also got a card. We need a card to get into this apartment. And for some apartments, you even need the card if you want to use the elevator, otherwise you cannot use it.
Our apartment in Germany was on the 5th floor, right?
And we had to go up the stairs. There was no elevator.
Yeah, they usually don't have
No.
elevators.
There was something that was quite surprising to me here when I came here for the first time. The windows. First of all, like the windows are like quite big here.
Yeah, it's quite big, right?
Super big, which is good because a lot of natural light is coming
Yeah,
in.
it's quite bright.
It's quite bright. But there's only a small window that we can open, at least in this apartment. So there's not that much airflow coming in. And there's usually
For the insects.
a net for the insects is already installed. But there is a con with that, with these really big windows in those high apartments. The good thing is that insects won't come in that easily because it's that high and we have the safety net. But I noticed that the window here is quite dirty and I cannot clean it from the outside.
Yeah, that's true.
I cannot clean it myself. I have to wait until somebody here comes and cleans all of the windows in the building.
But in Germany, the windows, like, they open
That
like
too.
this, you know?
The outside of the window, you can get it inside and then clean it from both sides yourself.
Because it opens like a door like this.
Yeah, you can always somehow clean the outside yourself. There's no service that you need for that. And also the blinds. In Germany, we usually have those outside blinds that you can completely close and it's just outside installed. But here,
And it's pitch black inside.
it's pitch black, like literally,
You cannot wake up.
which is good. Which is good. Because here at night, I feel like it's super bright and in the morning too.
Yeah, that's true.
There are only blinds that you can roll down like a little bit like a curtain or something.
Yeah.
And still there is light that goes through it, obviously. Let's talk about the bathroom.
Yeah.
The Korean bathrooms usually have a shower that is connected to the whole room.
Yeah.
Like either there will just be a random shower head somewhere in the bathroom and the whole bathroom will be the shower, or it's just a separated area, but it's not a separated shower. You don't have to go up to the shower or into the shower. It's just a certain area, but the whole floor gets wet in the bathroom.
Most of the bathrooms here are like that.
That was quite shocking to me.
Yeah.
Like because when I step out of the shower in Germany, the floor, like I step from the wet shower onto the dry floor.
Dry floor, yeah.
But here everything is just wet and it's quite dangerous. I almost fell in the shower yesterday. When I was walking there, I just woo! Like the style. And the water quality too. As a foreigner, you should be careful about that.
And I thought the water quality here was quite good. Yeah,
You
before using that, the filtered shower,
Yeah.
like she wanted to buy that, and at first I was like, come on, it's not necessary.
Yeah, I bought a filtered shower head because I heard from other foreigners that you should get it for your hair, otherwise your hair will fall out.
Yeah, and the filter started to turn a little bit brown.
Yeah.
So that means the water contains some kind of
I can smell it.
rust or something.
But also like there's chloride?
Chloride, yeah.
Chloride in it. That's also why you shouldn't drink it. don't drink the tap water here, please. I know that in Germany, in most regions, you can do that. I also do that at my home, but...
I was quite shocked because the government here promotes people to drink the tap water, you know? But I don't think you should do that. I think you should buy the water.
When I was here as a language student, I drank the tap water once because I thought it was okay. And I was kind of rushing to school, you know, I didn't have time to buy water. And my stomach was upset immediately for the whole day, so please don't drink it.
Yeah.
It's not safe, at least not for foreigners.
Yeah.
German apartments usually have a visible heater. It's just a white heater that's attached on the wall and you can just turn it, you know, on and off. And here, there's no heater, you cannot see that, but it has a floor heating, right?
Yeah, it's inside of the floor.
And there is an air conditioner, which we don't have.
Right?
I haven't seen any German apartment with an air conditioner.
But here in summer the weather is quite extreme, so that's quite necessary to survive, basically.
What's also necessary here is that air purifier, because the air can get really bad here, so you shouldn't open the window every day.
You gotta check the air quality before opening the window.
It's
here.
usually too bad to open it.
Yeah.
One funny thing that I noticed is that there are a lot of electronic devices here and they all have a certain sound or they sing a certain melody. The doorbell, doo-doo. Also, the washing machine makes a sound. Even the rice cooker talks to you, I think. Everything. The elevator talks to you. And there's even a screen inside of the elevator.
Yeah,
sometimes. That shows some advertisements or something like that. Like, just everything makes a sound on the bus too. If you go into with your card and you check in, then it says something to you. Yeah. Everything here has a sound. But the washing machine, it's singing a whole melody until it's done, you know? It's quite fun. The washing machine is in the kitchen instead of the bathroom. In Germany, in our apartment, the washing machine was in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
But here it's in the kitchen, why?
To save up the space, I guess.
And also you don't have an oven, right?
We don't really.
Korean apartments don't really have ovens, so if you want one, you gotta buy one yourself. Like a small one, maybe microwave oven. There are those high-tech toilets. They have a whole thing of options on the side that you can click, and you can make the seat warm or cold or however you want, basically. A lot of Korean apartments still have the gas stoves, which I think is quite dangerous, and I was quite surprised. But in Europe, I have never seen a gas stove in my life.
In Germany, at least, right?
Yeah.
I also haven't seen anything in Germany.
Like, we only have the electronic ones. And also, there is usually no dishwasher in the Korean home.
Dishwashers.
Well, there could be one, but even if there's one, Koreans don't use it.
My mom doesn't use it.
They use it as a storage. Even though there's a dishwasher, they still stand there and wash the dishes with their hands for like 1 hour. I don't get it. And Koreans use a lot of dishes.
Yeah.
But our apartment now doesn't have it, so we have to do it. Because it's just a small one room, basically. They usually don't have it.
Yeah.
But the big family apartments, if you are buying a bigger apartment with more rooms, it usually has a dishwasher, right? So this is a one room, which there are quite a lot in this area, right? It's basically only meant for one person to live in, but now 2 people are living here. And why is because student couples don't live together. You don't move out that early, right?
That's true. That's true. Before marriage, I mean, it is changing, I think, these days.
It's not only about the marriage. Like, there could be some families where it's about you should get married before you live together, but I think these days it's more about the price. Like, students literally can't afford to live outside of their parents' home, even if they wanted to live alone. Like, you need a stable job for that, and then a partner, and then you can share everything, and then it would be maybe affordable. But still, the deposits are too high, like everything. And the quality is not good, so most students stay with their parents, right?
Yeah, that's true. Living in Seoul, especially, living in your parents' apartment will save you a lot of money.
Our door, we don't have any keys. We don't have any keys to get into the building here or into our apartment, right? No keys, because in Germany we only use keys. Only keys open everything. But here, so to get into this building, we already said that we use a card. It's just a card, and then the building knows that we live here, basically. And for our home, it's usually that we have to put in a code.
Yeah, everything's digital here, right?
Yeah. Like, we had an apartment in Hanover to compare it with, you know?
Yeah.
We had our own apartment in Hanover, and it was about 780 euros monthly rent, which was quite a lot, but it was quite a big apartment.
Yeah, it was
It was about 80 square meters.
about 20평, I guess, or
And the monthly rent?
about 1 million won, I think.
Quite expensive. But the deposit was 2,000 euros?
Yeah.
2,000?
Yeah.
And usually the deposits are, I think, there's a rule for that. It can be up to 3 monthly rents.
3 months of
But
rent.
that's like the maximum, I think. It shouldn't be higher than that.
So the students can afford the
Yeah,
deposit.
easily.
That was our video about the apartments.
If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And if you have any idea about what we can do here with our apartment, like which furniture we should get maybe, or how you would organize the furniture. Because I'm just curious, like it's just like this now, but obviously we just moved in, basically.
Yeah.
And we are
We're
still
too busy.
Yeah, we are still building up our place here. We are still reorganizing everything and getting new stuff. So if you have any ideas, please also leave them in the comments.
Hope you enjoyed the video.
See you in the next one. Bye bye.